What is going on, everyone? It is I, Schubey, and today we're going to be talking about a few things I think could be implemented into the Mortal Kombat 11 game to increase player replayability or just the ease of users. Now, Mortal Kombat 11 this last April actually broke a record by being the top-selling game across all platforms, which is outstanding, but as anyone living on planet Earth or in the Netherrealms knows, nothing is perfect. So, today's video is called What's Mortal Missing? And let me just stress to you guys, this is not going to be a video about characters that are missing from the Mortal Kombat roster, but more about gameplay improvements as well as some UI updates that I think would make the game just a little bit more user-friendly. So first, let's hop into the Crypt. Now, I don't know why I always face that broken doorway, but I do every time I spawn in here. But the Crypt is pretty awesome, and that bird is that's the only time it's ever flown at me like that. So let's just murder the bird. I'm a birderer. So anyway, the Crypt is pretty amazing. It's like a dungeon crawler-esque, and it's just gotten better and better as Mortal Kombat has gone along. I really like the one in MKX, but this one it's just really cool as you get to move around freely and stuff. But anyway, so the Forge. You unlock recipes, you go in here and you combine 3 items, but if you don't remember what your recipes are, and you end up wasting currency, which I don't think is really cool whatsoever. But so to look at your actual recipes, you have to go to the main menu, leaving the Crypt, go into customize, go to collections, and then go into the recipe section from the collection, and then cycle through your recipes to see which one it is you're looking for or want to combine or whatnot. And then good luck memorizing the images, or maybe take a screenshot or write it down or something. Or, to be honest, going online is about, the easiest way. But that actually pulls you out of the game, and I'm not a huge fan of that. So I've created a very simple mock-up for this solution, and in no way, shape, or form is the stuff I'm showing you guys on here. They're my edits, right? So they're little mock-ups. They're not like leaks of future content to come. So if it never does come true, don't get mad at me for giving out falsified informations. But anyway, all I did was map the R2 button to recipes, because R2 wasn't being utilized here, and that would bring up the window of the recipes that you have unlocked, and you'd be able to cycle through those by just moving left and right and seeing, what you could combine. There's still that question mark, so there's still the chance of you might being able to get something wrong, but you just tap R2 again and make that window go away and then complete your recipe. It's going to be, in my opinion, just way more user-friendly, and you don't have to go through all that stuff that I had just shown you by going back into the menu and all that. And I really do love the Crypt, and I love character customizations, so I was a little saddened to find out that I couldn't customize my nameless explorer, whatever their name may be. So I thought a quick little thing to rectify that would maybe to create some kind of fabric dye or palette swap dye, whatever you want to call it, within the Forge itself, to maybe pay homage to characters in the roster or some that didn't quite make it into Mortal Kombat 11. But just being able to make your explorer feel like your own and customizing your own personal experience, I think would be pretty cool. But truth be told, what I really want is more of what's already in the Crypt. I love those moments where you have to time your run and avoid traps and swinging axes, or those little puzzles you have to solve to unlock other things within the Crypt. I just like all of that dungeon crawler-esque stuff, and I hope for the years to come they implement more, because to me that's what really makes the Crypt fun. I'm sure there are plenty of you, just like myself, who have gone on 2 million plus shopping sprees in the Crypt, or you spent hours in the Towers of Time unlocking gear and skins, but you go into character customization and you can't remember the names of the stuff you've unlocked, and there's no real indicator to let you know what the new gear is. So all I did was take the concept that they have for the E for the equipped item and made a red N for new. So when you go to hover over it for a few seconds, the N will go away, and then, you could select it, not do whatever, but that way It doesn't go away right away when you hover over it, especially in the areas like the gear where they're all stacked on each other, and as you scroll down you don't accidentally clear the new icon without ever realizing that was the new item. For my next UI update / implementation, I would like to see some things added, especially to towers like the Gauntlet, where you have to perform certain objectives or do certain things within a fight to be able to clear that tower. I think this would be really beneficial to just add a slight display at the bottom of the screen and then just give a little check mark when you've completed that objective, because there were moments like in Perfection is Key where I thought I got the flawless, but I ended up getting like -1 HP, and I didn't know until it was too late, and I ended up wasting my consumable. So I feel like that would help out a lot of people, and just something simple that could be added into the game. Now, one of the biggest complaints I see from the community, at least on Twitter, is the lack of a Wi-Fi filter for online fights. Now, I do think they should know that it would take a little bit longer to find matches, but it would make the community pretty happy being able to just toggle it on and off. All I did was map the R2 button to do that because it wasn't being utilized here. But apparently, Scorpion plus Wi-Fi equals the ultimate troll for online fights. One of the things that I loved about previous Mortal Kombat titles was the variety they offered in game modes, from tag team modes to motor combat and test your sight, as well as test your might. Now, I know they want to go a more serious route and not make things super gimmicky, even though there are kind of gimmicky things in this. I, came up with my own little concept, a brand new form of test your sight, where it takes the basic concept of like the darts game 301, and maybe you're a Tarkatan on Tarkatan grounds in the camp, and you throw spears and take turns instead of throwing darts, and go back and forth. And I just think little additions like that would greatly increase replayability. I also liked the faction kills that they had back in MKX. It didn't matter what player you were, just as long as what faction you were a part of, and you'd be able to easily perform these faction kills in place of fatalities. It was just a cool addition. But with the absence of factions in Mortal Kombat 11, I've created these kind of crummy looking concept art for what I like to call seasonal fatalities. So maybe during certain holiday events, if you play towers all the way through or do it in brutal mode, you could unlock these unique and kind of gimmicky fatalities. Another thing I really do miss about a previous NRS title, Injustice 2, don't get mad, I'm talking about Injustice in a Mortal Kombat video, but it was the Guild. The Guild was a great way for players to link up together. We could chat on here, we could fight bosses together, we could clear towers together. It was honestly an amazing way, in a fighting game to be able to work together and not just fight against each other if we wanted to interact. And it had its own little multiverse, so there were just more towers to play. So that is it for today's video, and I do want to stress, this was not a video about me, trying to critique Mortal Kombat and saying how I could do things better. All of this is easier said than done, and Mortal Kombat is a great game. I love this game, and if I didn't love this game, I wouldn't create a video like this. I do want to see, this game being updated and having all this future content for years to come and being the most replayable Mortal Kombat game to date. So if you liked the video, don't hesitate to give it a thumbs up. If you have your own concepts, maybe original concepts or concepts you would like to see back into the Mortal Kombat franchise, don't hesitate to throw it into the comment section, because you never know, a developer might be watching this one day. So once again, I am Schubey. Thank you for watching. Don't hesitate to subscribe too if you want to see more Mortal Kombat 11 stuff, because that's pretty much all I do. Take care, and I really appreciate you guys.